best friend tonight. Put your hands up.
much. I think that's more coming from the outside in. I think, they're focused on just this moment in time, focusing on their game plan. The way that they started out, really in all three group games, have been fantastic. But like Gary said, if it doesn't go well in those first 10 minutes, don't panic and just keep believing.
The snaps taking place as 13 miles from Stanford Stadium. That's where the U.S. is held in 1994 last World Cup. Came to completion and lost to Brazil. Today, around 32 around Bosnia and Herzegovina. The winner, the Bosnia and Herzegovina, will take on Belgium in Seattle on July 6th.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. The World Stadium in Ukraine for the flag of the national anthem of the United States of America.
I'm looking for an empty seat. I don't see one. USA, Bosnia and Herzegovina. For a ticket to around the 16. Kickoff in the Bay Area. That's
Well, there's a lot of complexity in the USMNT doing really well. Are you feeling anything? Coffee. I don't understand, but this is going very well now. Coffee. Coffee? Coffee. 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 Coffee.
soccer history. It is the knockout stage. It is win or go home here in Santa Clara as the United States gets set to take on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Let's take a look at the starting lines for the United States going back to the opening game.
Yeah, they made no changes for the match against Turkey. This was the opening lineup against Paraguay, a team that won 4-1 and really were impressive in that first half. Matt Freese and Ball make his 18th appearance. Team in the back, 85th for him at 38 years old. On spring to get the start again. The 21-year-old scoring against Australia. This is a back line. They just kept one shot in their last 11 games, but that was in this tournament against Australia. As you see, number 10, Christian Pulisic, back in the starting lineup for the very first time since that first match. Well, let us start the ball game together. Three changes for them. But something's up. They changed the system for a team. I can go back to 2024 to see them bring away back five. That is a sign of respect for the U.S. They played against the back five in this tournament and did well against Australia. But this is a team that is going to look to defend early on in this match. They were very good in set pieces. Reynolds, number 21, 6'7". The center back, 6'2", 6'7", 6'4". They're going to look to hit the U.S. in set pieces. Let's get this game going. This team, this country has been waiting for this match, and here we go.
In the history of this USMNT team dates back to over 100 years. They were at the first ever World Cup in 1930. This is unique. Never before has the U.S. played a knockout game in the World Cup in which they're not the plucky underdogs hoping to pull off a surprise. They're expected to win. They expect to win. It's their opponents who are motivated to defy the odds and pull off a surprise. And those fans who have tickets for the game Monday night in Seattle are begging for this team to win and to get to that next round. It's a beautiful evening. The field bathed in sun. The shade will stretch from the near sideline to the far sidelines. The game goes along. We're underway. The United States in red and white stripes, Bosnia and Herzegovina in blue. It was a great knockout group stage for the U.S. It was historic as well, even as they were defending the corner in the opening seconds. They topped the group, a record number of points, a record number of goals. But what they understand is none of that matters anymore. It's win or go home against the Bosnia and Herzegovina team and their first ever knockout stage game of the World Cup. They're the reason Italy aren't here at the World Cup. They're hoping to be the reason the United States are no longer here coming into the evening.
Well, and here's the set pieces we talked about. One little off the kickoff. You see the man that's on Matt Freese. That's the 6'7" Roundage. And they're just trying to maybe put some pressure on Freese. Hasn't had too much to do in this tournament. And he's going to get an early test here.
18-year-old Caramel Davis had a breakout young stars of this World Cup to take. That's where Freese did it home. It's bad away. It's Pulisic takes a loose ball. And then Dest is body off the bouncing loose ball. Rafael Klaus of Brazil, very experienced World Cup referee, in charge of this. It's a very thin cut surface, I guess to say. Very low cut grass. The wind is swirling it down there, so this ball's going to fly around. And already you're seeing a couple of misplayed passes, and Nicolas has to just get it cleared out. What do we expect this to look like today?
I expect the United States to have the majority of the ball. Two of the matches in the group stage for Bosnia and Herzegovina, 38% of the ball. But they're actually stepping up for a little bit of pressure here. They even seem a little bit disconnected in the ways in which they want to press. But tactically, I'm interested to see how they end up approaching it, because number 5, chants, is pushing into the midfield right now, trying to match McKay. A lot of the U.S.'s strength is with their midfield, their ability to move and hit quickly. That's what they need to get to early.
This is the U.S. on the ball. It's a great finish on top of these guys. After practice yesterday, the freedom that he has and a twinkle in his eye when he talks about getting those moments on the ball. Second level here in Santa Clara, a whole thicket of Bosnia and Herzegovina fans in blue. So
chants here on the near side is going to step out and get aggressive with Serginho Dest. The only thing I'm not noticing is that the center backs are really stepping into the midfield and trying to maintain their shape to not get caught. And this is how you can break down a long defense. If you have a guy like Pulisic that brings not only his team but his crowd into this game, but his dribbling ability to slash inside as defenders converge on top of him in a first set piece for the United States. They take it short. Pulisic puts it up. This is going to find some space to across the way. Hardage will let it by. Tillman drives it in. Serginho, the 4-year-old all-time leader, he's playing with the score for Bosnia and Herzegovina, and he gets a clear. Very difficult to defend that for an opponent. I think the first one short. The U.S. have been effective on corner kicks. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one in the box again. But that being said, maybe they're looking to try to play these short and draw Bosnia and Herzegovina out a little bit because they have some big bodies defending crosses. So this goes right on the penalty spot. You got everybody clumped at the back, but you're going to try to move towards that near post. Let's tell you, let's see, the near post was still having a really collision advance as well. It's high giving that she was down and providing the frame and so playing shots. Maybe it's one of those surprise starters for Bosnia and Herzegovina. They played 28 minutes so far in this tournament. And serving into the middle of the field, looking at the defensive tight midfielder. He was great here on the score kick. Gets across that near post as we're saying. He was out free when he's attacking. So again, he just sprints trying to flip that one on. And Gigovic gets the worst for wear at the end of that. He was one of the number of players on this Bosnian team born overseas. This is a country that was born in the dissolution 30 years ago, the old Yugoslavia. So the combination was circumstantial scattered, and a lot of them came to the United States, a lot of them came to different countries in Europe, and so they've done a wonderful job of finding those players who find out it's how to flee and go to life somewhere else. Winning a player you might see there, that's right, Ryan Tarnich, born and raised in Wisconsin, a one-time player for the United States, that was meant for value. Now layers to bring it down. When the U.S. doing these defensive moments here, was handled up by McKinney for Bosnia and Herzegovina front. There's good running though from Phil Balogun up front. We've talked throughout this tournament about just how important his movement is, as well as Weston McKinney. He has been the heartbeat of this team and will be once again if the U.S. going to get a victory tonight. Here's battling hard and Chris Richards. They've got that fans that are trying to show us about the toss is going to give the U.S. a free kick. Pochettino speaking to him yesterday, he said despite losing that game at the end of group stage, the final kick against Turkey, he said we've got the momentum back. It never really went away. It hasn't changed. But now we have to go perform. As he said, having the home advantage is an advantage. The travel's been easier. It's familiar settings. You've got this incredible support. He said it can also become complicated because it only motivates the opponent playing in a hostile atmosphere. Just can't let the pressure and expectation. I don't think they did that in the camera all over. And when they try to prepare the team to do the deals, Anthony Robinson let that ball out of his ear, trying to make his run. And the U.S. cleared was to another quarter. The last one was close to it. It just did a second half. But look at the guys in front of him. And this has been something as well. The referees have really been policing contact on the goalkeeper in these situations.
This is Bruce the goal through out for first contact on goalkeepers and nothing across the vehicle. Hold the camera and police this.
Which is by design from Bosnia and Herzegovina. That goes to where he forgets about the flying the ball. Now Remitz just swings this in on top of the goal for the Olympic goal. Freeze reacts well, punches away. But you're seeing the real threat that Bosnia provided on set piece situations.
For that freeze to go in and build some confidence. Hasn't had a ton to do with the 2 games he started. Did not play his third game.
And those 2 saves will give you confidence for sure. Getting early touches in the game, that's not what you want from a U.S. perspective. You want your keeper to be quiet, but even for him, that's him into the game, absolutely. So the diligent signs that he made those saves and was away.
The United States in all 3 of those games you see, by this point in the game, they have scored a goal.
Just look at this. Here's the ball in swinging. Freeze starts to step in and then realizes the flight of the ball is coming back towards the goal. So then he backs up and is able to palm it away. And you wonder, just down on this near side, there's a little bit of shadow. I don't know if that affects his ability to see the initial kick from Alabama, but you both corners away from that side.
That was 100% going in, if not for that freeze reacting to it.
This is going to be a more difficult test for the United States. By this point, in all 3 games, they've scored a goal. So they're going to have to grind. There's going to be different phases of the game. And Bosnia, as you can see, come to play. Very competitive team. For the U.S. to find some solutions with the ball to be dangerous, but do not drop the intensity. That is the strength of this team.
That's what make a big run forward. That gives some space to run through the game.
Stepped up, and then he cuts it back. That ball's so clever because everybody's coming back towards the goal to try to defend the goal. And just Mali doesn't get his body and his roots around that ball to really commit to hitting it towards the back post.
That Boston night, 2 goals in the opener against Paraguay. Checo throwing it in all day. Richard sends his body in. It's a beautiful two-ball header. Santa Clara, first time in 4.5 years he's racing contested face-off of the only couple of guys who were part of that game we are on this roster. But as you heard from the recognized studio crew, that was the last time the U.S. beat a European opponent. We say Europe, it can mean a lot of different things. But the United States has struggled historically in recent years. Chance is going to chase. Also, got up a little bit. Is the NBA.
Another great one. Just the timing there. Test is looking, making eye contact with the mid-zone, waiting for the ball. Ball is just overhead. They're not going to make a run before that. These runs are going to be so important again. Just when they're getting to the middle, that mid-round should be a yes throw. Yeah. And spacing behind. They're not just sitting right on top of the goal the entire time.
The U.S. can't do anything with the ensuing possession. We definitely see early how the wind is affecting Leo's balls in the air. And if anything, the wind direction of the field seems to be opposite of it. Goes the top of the stadium. Ryan is going to get there, takes the ball from the defender, is able to block it. Obradovic there, the big man who's fronting up on Balogun and skipping out.
And these are always tight, potential offside decisions. And this is your job as a striker, is specifically the president, and the tail, and the cup, the Italian. These are your job as a striker to make those defenders uncomfortable. And you ain't going to get over the top from Balogun.
U.S. on the heels of it there immediately, so Reed plays safe and retreats into that freeze. Swimmer's going to find the angle for Weston McKinney. He's held outside, he's got runners coming in the box. McKinney in the great spot! Robinson after a touch from off the goalkeeper. Russell is down. It's out for a goal kick.
Look at McKinney, sees the space, so there's a miscommunication in this moment between chants and Balogun, and then he just gets down his side. Just too close to Bosnia, but he popped it straight into Anthony Robinson. And this is the area of it. We talk so much about this space between goalkeeper and defenders coming back towards their goal. But this stuff just happens. It's not comfortable for anybody. We're not close to Anthony Robinson. It doesn't too much about it. When he makes contact and end up on Bosnia, just his body runs into the side of his face.
Maybe the side into the Bosnia's face, 20-year-old who's playing his 30th game in war. Referee right now is trying to keep the other players away from the benches. And he uses it as a tactical timeout or hydration break. And you see the police, the fourth official and the assistant. Bosnia was given a starting job in goal 2 years ago. Also, the Butler became the head coach. Butler is former captain of his Bosnia and Herzegovina national team. Winning them with their second ever appearance in the World Cup.
And you're not supposed to use these as coaching moments, but as we see, players do take liberties. So even the U.S. doing it as well with Weston McKinney and Richard Pochettino. But a lot of conversation progress on this near left side here, where he's talking about the relationship, especially between the more attacking players on Balogun. So look, you still got to get pressure on the ball, because the U.S., when there's been no pressure in the midfield, have been able to play some of those passes over the top. Last couple of minutes been really good for the U.S.
And the initial indication from the medical staff is a thumbs up there that Bosnia's going to be able to continue. It's a Bosnian team that came through the last chance qualifying playoffs in March. They won penalty shootouts against Wales and then against Italy. They had to win that last game. A loss or a draw against Qatar a week ago, they would have been out in the group stage. So this is the fourth time this year they have played a win-or-go-home type game. The last time we saw a goal kick, we saw Bosnia and Herzegovina spring a surprise and get attacking chance. Richards battling for that one. Melissa, the top of those balls, a little bit pulled down. Belgium are watching this game. They beat Senegal. They come from behind 3-2 victory in Seattle earlier. Belgium against the winner of this game in Seattle on Monday night. For the U.S. historical standard is the outing group fall in the round of 16, but there's an extra round now because this fan World Cup, you have to win a knockout game just to get to the round of 16. Something the U.S. has only ever done once in 2002 against Mexico. Reed has time to make a run. That was a beautiful tell off the chest, trying to get back to it. That was good work there. It's part of the Moreno made West not. He thought he drew a foul.
Yeah. We're actually seeing this pretty consistently throughout the tournament. I like it. I think too often they give the benefit of the doubt to defenders. And he's looking for this foul, so there's no clear extension of the arm or push. And it pretty clearly comes off him and goes out for a corner. They're running for two.
U.S. has scored each of the last 3 goals from set pieces. Tied for the most of any team in the group stage of this tournament, along with Bosnia and Herzegovina. But the end on here also gets a punch. Once again, Omega was tracking back here since it's a deflected ball. Pulisic did well to find that in his feet. Anthony Robinson just plays it. Chris Richards had to be there to clear his game.
Just misstretch from bounce there, Robinson. Looked like the U.S. were in a pretty good spot.
Village. Village was Bosnia and Herzegovina national team. A lot of American connections historically with this team. Last time they were at the World Cup, the guy who scored the goal that got there, the guy who scored the first goal once they were there, Bosnia who went to high school in Rayfield, college soccer against St. Louis.
Pushing pace and 10 touches of the ball so far. So, the ball has been on the U.S.'s right. It's been successful getting a hit to the great time. He's got Anthony Robinson on the far side. Had a way for him. Bosnia will scribble back defensively. Pulisic extending to try to get there. He's shielded off a nice little moment there. He's kind of broke down.
And that will take us to our first half hydration break. Powered by Powerade. Couple of good looks, couple of big saves by Matt Freeze, but no goals yet here in the knockout stage in Santa Clara between the United States and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
T-Mobile has the best network. That's why there's no better place to get iPhone 17 Pro on them. Hold on.
Is this big enough? We should have music, lights, banners. I think that feeling the most powerful iPhone ever on the best network. I should dance.
This is big at T-Mobile get the incredible iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best network.
I'm ready to play. Nailed it.
You're not here for the games?
Fine, yes. Hey! Across the pond, please. Easy. Let's go. The pizza.
Gonna be late.
I'm quick.
Come on, man. We got food at the stadium. We're on the cup. Come on.
I got him.
You couldn't get it back?
Get one of 9 cups at breakfast with the FIFA World Cup meal.
And as you can see in Santa Clara, Nicola Vassi, the Bosnia and Herzegovina goalkeeper, this entire hydration break with an ice pack to his temple after taking the knee from Anthony Robinson a few minutes ago. Bosnia Pochettino now looking on, having addressed his team. Sergio Barbares on the other side knows the significance of this opportunity. As you said, this is very different. The first 2 games for the U.S., they got out to early starts. They scored the early goal. We knew this was going to be a different type of play, a different type of game. What do you make of it so far? How does
start for the United States. They tend to be dangerous on set pieces, they dangerous on a goal kick. What they set up, that was a set play as well, finding Jekyll. But outside that, it's been a US football. But you still have to maintain your focus and your concentration and still keep the intensity high. The biggest trap you can fall into against a team that is sitting a little bit lower, non-confrontational, in your own end, is that you drop it and play at the speed that they want you to play. This team cannot play at the intensity the US is capable of, with their physicality, their athleticism, their ability on the ball. So you have to keep working that defensive and that total growth, as we saw towards the end of that first period and after. So I think for the US, it's just keep sticking with what you're doing, be patient, but still be confident, but don't take your foot off the gas.
One of the phrases you hear in this sport is you have to earn the right to play. You've got to do the competitive, hard-working stuff before your skill and talent can start to show. That's a good example of that today. Anthony Robinson, Christian Pulisic, working hard defensively, but the other stuff on the team. Or the shot off the pass with the foul.
I think the return for Pulisic when Higgins are making this foul here, he can go a little bit more aggressive, take a few more chances. When the US are in possession, they end up working down his left side. They're often attacking set is to leave Anthony Robinson providing with and bringing Pulisic inside. I think actually in a game like this, he can bring danger by being 1v1, maybe starting a little bit wider himself.
Freeman takes a late kick. He goes down with a shout. US bench is furious. Referee says play off. Freeman's down behind the play. Richards carries it for Anthony Robinson. Freeman a little bit gingerly getting that set now. Physicality will amp up as well.
So now you've got Robinson going inside the Pulisic block. Getting the ball early though in his space.
Usually intercepting the ball for Anthony Robinson. The quality of the passing from the back is paramount. We know it's a big part of Tim Reeves' game. Chris Richards completed each of the first 100 pass attempts that he had in this World Cup, including a perfect day against Paraguay.
And perfectly, this isn't a game where you're worried about perfect passes. You've got to take risks. Sometimes to misplay passes to open up a defense like this. That's a great ball for Robinson. It's going to run out. But that is actually the type of ball as well that you can shift the ball from side to side quickly. It's difficult for a team to rotate in enough numbers to get the type of advantages they want defensively. He's a dangerous player, Didic, going forward. But tracking back is the stuff he doesn't want to do.
Anthony Robinson has been such a big part of this U.S. team over the years, a series of injuries, even through the fall. As he said, he wasn't sure if he was going to be healthy enough to be here. Catching the wind behind it there from Vaso. He wants the header. Again, a wrestling match with Moranovich. Got sliced forward by Tillman. Moranovich plays it infield. Ray knocks it backwards for Richards. He saw the pressure coming, played it safe. He has a great touch. It's held up. Gets it on. Valiant with a box out. Valiant gets a
This will be an interesting one. He's saying what I saw. He has number one, which they have not been doing too often, is a VAR overriding a referee's call on the field. He's onside. So once he gets in the box in this position, there's definitely contact. But I think the thing we're going to have here is didn't fall over in a natural way, but the referee felt like he was really playing for this. And the thing is crazy contact on this shot. But I think then Donovan just says I'm down and he goes down to his ground. It's tough to run this slow because you got to see this at full speed to be able to judge it fairly. But he absolutely beats him. He's past him. Now the question is, is there enough contact on there?
Mark Clattenburg, you've had the same looks we have. What do you think?
Yeah, when you see a little bit of contact, the force has to be consistent with that contact, and it isn't. I think it goes down, but he pushes his leg out. That's not natural for that contact on the leg, so that's why the referee is weird to win. Yeah, I agree with that.
But once also the new assistant referee, his second one, but the difference took his time. They want to actually see just their extra awkward tangle of legs. And this one has been out for a foul. There's really no to that.
These calls down. The referee to completely overturn the decision that I made on the field. And we did see a player from Balogun this past and he realized he felt the contact and then he went down to try to drop the penalty.
The 6'7" defender from Bosnia and Herzegovina was looking a little bit at the end of that. Well played, Sam Platt. Speaks again from Bosnia and Herzegovina so far. Freeze with the call, 2 seconds. Great pressure on the play. So let's take a look at the video.
Great pressure from USMNT. It's going to be in front of the top of the screen that I think will be relevant here. Yeah. As this pass comes in from the cut, it looks like Balogun is just a tight slow with his left foot to get back onside. Did so well with the finish again. Skip past it, a finish to Rose and with his left foot. But as we've seen, he's had goals and moments rolled against him. Didn't get the penalty, that one's offside. Keep an eye on that man though throughout this game. He's going to be hungry for goals.
He was going to go ruled out for offside last week against Turkey, and they conceded very quickly after. Tillman is down, hurt behind the play. Anthony Robinson running for hooks it in. Put away by Obradovic. Tillman is back up and ready to go. Obradovic picks it up. And it was a broken play. It was a great finish by Balogun down the corner.
You can see Bosnia and Herzegovina scrambling right now. They're trying to find their legs and they have a little bit of counter front check on the field. Just saying, hey guys, come on, let's calm down, let's stay stuck in our shape. And really for the first time, I took my headset off a couple of minutes ago. These crowds are really into it. They are now.
So 3 different tackles there.
There's a look back at the offside. Great pressure in the middle. Starts with Tillman. So he can take the play that way from a U.S. perspective. Definitely offside.
There's a little bit tricky one here because you got Foster, the goalkeeper, all the way to midfield. You see as we come out of that replay. He's going to take this free kick.
They're going for the right to get that post. This is something we said before they don't use any opportunity. This is the area they figured out the clear advantage. Looking for a second ball here for the first.
It's headed back in. It's out by Thierry. He's given the opportunity. Christine Sinclair, Canadian and Court Forms joining us here this evening. Top goal scorer in women's soccer history. Couldn't take it cleanly. Chants was alert there in front of Pelosi to keep it moving for Bosnia and Herzegovina. About 10 minutes to go in the half. Nice free from the bench. He's making a step in. Coming off the end there. 21 years of age. No lack of confidence, but as he said it was yesterday, great focus. To be in these situations at such a young age, having had so much come his way quickly in his pro career in the last year and a half.
Sometimes you don't want to play a team that
Dangerous here, Freeze is going to come forward and gets there.
has been defending you a little bit lower, but they have some of the ball. It presents opportunities sometimes, but again, another look. look at the risk-averse strategy of Bosnia and Herzegovina. They're not trying to play through the U.S. at all. They want to play long, direct, and defensive.
Here's Pulisic. You get a sense it's been mostly U.S. possession, except for that little flurry back-to-back in the opening 12 minutes of the game.
I think they've got to get Christian Pulisic more involved in the game.
How?
Get the ball. It's really dangerous, but he's got to stay higher up the field. He's coming a little bit too deep. Nice ball there from Dex.
Weston McKinnon. Puts it in, kind of lifted up, quickly underneath it enough. Alex Freeman under some pressure here. Rushing up to chasing it. And the other hit that, and luckily there was really no one in blue that was alert to it. Freeman has a couple different options. It's an inside elevate, but she was pulling his shirt back. Will play on. It's in for McKinnon. They back off it. McKinnon looking again. It's too far for Pulisic. It'll find Anthony Robinson. With this early bouncing ball, he looks it back in middle player and right, although Balogun is pulled down. He's upset as Seattle Marino's battling once again.
It's been one of my favorite things from Phil Balogun in this tournament, where he's just proving to be a handful for defenders. And whatever he's right now is his hands all around him. He's not going to get that ball because he didn't really have an attempt to play the ball. The ball was over the top of him. He's actually putting his hands, he's not his hands fully wrapped around him and beating his movement that much, but all of these little plays, I love it, because it starts to irritate defenders. He's been running off the ball, he's coming underneath. He's the best in the best kind of way.
Pulisic took a shove there. Referee didn't see it or didn't call it. Jimmy Towns is down the field. Jimmy, what more can you out of Flo Balogun right now?
Well, it's interesting, John, because I am sitting on the pitch side. I'm right below Ballo's friends and family, so plenty of head shaking after that offsides call. I talked to him before the game, and he reminded me, and then I thought, I've got another year. I'm going to tell you this for
Here is that ball, the feet to cross, and just steered perfectly to an order to not Christian Pulisic. And then a foul on the time, and a shot away back. And then a little bit of a shot there. Tillman was standing over the ball and shoved off it by Milanovic.
He's playing for that. Pretty smart, actually, from the 18-year-old Milanovic. Feels a little bit of contact from Adams and goes down. That was the frustration from Tyler Adams.
Bushinak's trying to angle it in behind. Anthony Robinson misplays it. Freezing to get there. It looked like David actually gave up in that game.
He did. I think he might have gotten to him. He didn't anticipate it.
One of the space for Pulisic to run into. Tavares chasing him down from behind. Robinson spots Tillman in the middle. McKinnon is going to drive inside. And open it up outside. Anthony Robinson, long to get there. There's the defender. In for Tillman in the box. Back heel, Pulisic trying to get in front. It's a long look. It's a type of look we've seen openly from. It's just been going.
This is Pulisic, where he needs to be a little bit more aggressive by getting on the move here, anticipating the space and the play. He opened it up completely. How about the inventiveness though from Malik Tillman with a little back heel to find it. That's the first time you see Pulisic see the gap and hit the gap. Just a pick out that final pass.
For this, playing up the Bank of America halftime show on Fox. Along our All-American crew here in the stadium, down to our right. Still getting back to that chance.
He's able to take the ball with his left foot on the run. He's trying to get Balogun crossing across his two defenders. Just ends up sailing it a little bit too high. Difficult because it's pretty wise around Balogun. And then someone else crashing and anticipating that ball at the back post.
It was fun before the game. Only Roy Clint Dempsey in particular, you can tell how amped up they were because they played in these types of games. They landed like you, desperate to be a part of this type of ball in one way or another. As these 11 men have the opportunity now, as many as 5 others can join the substitutes to try to lift the U.S. into round of 16, set up a meeting with Belgium Monday night in Seattle, which was decided a few weeks ago with maybe the best atmosphere citywide in American men's soccer history. Free, good angle for Bobby. Lambert defending him. And the Lions makes the kick, and he's getting some pain. It's a U.S. free kick, but the good center now is forward Valiant.
This is not where Milojevic wants to come to defend. He's playing as the center of the back, 3 or 5. And he's getting dropped all over the field by Philip Oliver. If he gets a run with him, he's going to be in behind. So then you get a 1v1, Oliver faces him up, does a little spin again, gets past him, wins a free kick. This has been the best angle at spot from the U.S. back from the set piece. Because you've got bodies that can't be as tied up and clear the space. So now we're a little bit closer on top of the goalkeeper Vasu, who's trying to set a one-man run right now. So that is going to take the U.S. They're not going to shoot this direct.
And as you pointed out earlier, this is going to come out of darkness. They should be using something right in the eyes of the goalkeeper. And the runs over. So that's past it. So into the new pause of the crowd. And everyone was asking a lot. It's going to be up for goalkeeper. Also, Argentina, Jesus Perez is long-time chief lieutenant. At a certain point, those will become missed opportunities for the U.S. to always create some danger on goal. Challenging the play there, and also Herzegovina win the throw. Lenjeko, 30 years of age, spent 4 years of his childhood surviving the siege of Sarajevo. And we wrote a letter to the children of Bosnia and Herzegovina talking about his childhood, bombs and snipers and rubble and air raid sirens and having to walk for water and being dangerous to go outside and play. How proud he is to represent his country and this new era, this young generation that's come through and has lifted him to a second ever World Cup. Giving him the chance to play in the second World Cup at the age of 40. First time in a while we've seen really any sustained possession from Bosnia and Herzegovina in the final minutes of the chants. Milojevic just kept it playing. Good work to force him backwards, all the way back to the goalkeeper Vasu. down where USMNT was hopping around because they knew there was a design play coming off the kickoff, and they wanted to make sure the US players were aware of what they had for the celebration. So showing up here was he and Jimbo.
Well, just as we're kind of thinking, okay, this guy's going to layer into the outfield. I'm pretty sure that we have to go across first half from the United States. But that sustained spell of defensive pressure, I'd love to get a look at this. And perhaps this is something we can look at in the studio. How you can control a game still without the ball. The U.S. team, they have a defensive shape. They were great. Still just comfortable in that pressure. And it's slowly worked their way up to where they felt there was a chance to go and pressure Bosnia and Herzegovina. Goes back to the keeper. It's a long ball, and the U.S. win it back. Little flip around the corner, so great from Tyler Adams. That's how the shot plays the ball. Is it Italian? It doesn't matter. Because now you can attack this defense and open up a lot of space. And then you've got bodies around Malvin. That's a striker's finish. That is a just pure instinctual moment there for a guy that's hungry for goals. Which is so body aware. He's running at full speed. Stops, readjusts, gets the left foot on it, and gets it underneath Vasser. That just defensive show, really impressive from the United States. And especially when they go great and not get the ball, this is so great. Bosnia and Herzegovina, no, that was perfect.
This is very concerning right now for Tyler Adams, who lays down. He's getting looked at after that collision with AD1S. It's such an indispensable part of this team since they knew it as a teenager. And this will add even more time on to the end of this half. And you see today the captain making the argument that that should have been a foul against AD1S for the way he screened off Adams here, off of this design to play from the kickoff.
Well, Tucker just runs right into him. Ready to try to play the ball. That's a full-on screen. Pick whatever you want, both of the above. But that was not an attempt to play the ball by any means for him to jump with.
Mr. McKinney's making the argument. Mr. Argentino has been arguing the fourth official about it.
Big concern for the United States. This is Tyler Adams is indispensable to this team. He's one of a kind in what he does. The work off the ball. You don't have to say his name that much. That's because he's just putting fires out all in that field. He's getting checked out for potential concussion or whatever it might be. Now he started this tournament on fire with the two goals. His home goals against Australia, and he's involved in the first goal. He's lived up to everything you would have wanted from the number 9 position and more.
Once he Adams get to his feet, and we looked at now, we wonder, maybe from a United States standpoint, can we just go through the next few minutes and then get time to fully assess him? As Adams wants to continue, he's always injuries he hates, also hates being fouled as an injury-prone player. Can't stand up there on the field for his country. The field for a minute. If some person goes to go to the home with a head injury, you don't have to set up that game. But this will be a really important defensive stretch for the U.S. It was +5. We outplayed it in the first 5. We also have 3 minutes in total. And so the U.S. is defending with 1 man less right now in this sequence. Again, with great pressure by Bellingham. Shots recovered, and the U.S. bench is going nuts right now. There is Adams back on the field. Relief there. He got a good shot out of Roberts who released it. He's going to stay play on the far side. Robertson defending on Dedic. There is a better pick up. In for Tubman. Wants to go backwards. The U.S. outplayed for the James gets space in time. He plays it early for Pelosi for Chase. Does he have the extra gear? Wow, Jokic failed to look at the stands up for a U.S. goal.
So dangerous in the transition in the United States. And they can find that pass when Bosnia and Herzegovina stepped up. The first ball into either McKinney, Zimmerman, you name it. They're just getting into the pocket centrally, and then they're releasing first touch balls over the top.
There should be, maybe it looks like the referee said 4 more minutes right here. still to go in the half. This is dragged out by Derek. Free kick US. Melissa Martin looking very much to the yellow card. What's he saying? Is that not correct? Yes, Sugar. Defending good point now because the U is beat. So just a set piece here for the U.S. at the end of the half. I'm going to throw a second big punch here before the break. So now we're out to number. So on the fake, Robertson hooks it in deep foul and crosses to it. Not close enough. Second. Just did keep it in play. Chance blocked by Richards. Gets control by Freeman. Missed it. But the reverse comes up in traffic as ever so loud. It's a back from West. Small plus are coming to the line. Trying to put it up in the middle. It's good away. That's at least 4 going to half. Some of the level for Robinson. Robinson cuts inside. They got a chance to pass it. There's Heather on Tyler Adams. Knocks it down. What sequence? They have just come to life and running as long as it has gone out. The ball from Adams is so good. Bosnia and Herzegovina cannot stay with the pace and intensity of the U.S. are playing. Dropping defense deep. Just heads in the ball and here. Too, and it comes off the crossbar. Looking at just flicks off the inside, puts a little much off the toe. Over the top of the crossbar. Which is going to go in the distinct shadows. And now that's as close as he's got to. The only way he can stop him is by fouling him. Well, there took a heavy hit from not only did you see the chase of that one, but you saw 3 goals in this tournament. He scored in 2010, one shy of the all-time U.S. record. Most goals in a single World Cup, a record that was set in 1930. Pressure again. Down. Referee blow the play dead. And now we've got more pushing and shoving. What going on in that sequence there? What was it the call is here? Because I thought that Albert was playing the ball on the ground and it's good to get. He just takes some contact because the U.S. are trying to win the ball. I don't think it was a foul initially. So let's see which way this is whistled. Because look, that foul is the ball, so Tyler Adams ends up catching him with the left knee to the face. So he hasn't made a definitive signal here, but I think this will be a foul against the U.S. And Coach Chants is showing how he feels about that. It's an experienced player trying to stick up for his 18-year-old on the ground. Was born 3 months after Eddie Dzeko played his first game for Bosnia and Herzegovina. And he's up and wants to have a word. Younger than Lionel Messi and Lamine Yamal when they scored their first goals. And Rafael Thomas is going to have a word with the extra advantage. And he, for being young, he's not lack for confidence, doesn't lack for personality on the field. You've seen that play. The referee knows for sure how much time is left in this half. Not much.
So looking at this is a mistake. Again, I think playing to Freeman overplayed it. And I think also Herzegovina might have thought it was going to be there, but doesn't matter. That's the end of the half. Took them 45 minutes, but flow out. But once again, the difference maker, Rob and company here in Santa Clara with their thoughts in a moment. 45 minutes down, 45 to go in the round of 32 at this World Cup. It's the United States 1, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0.
Sponsored by Ferrari. Go all in and score big with our match day treats.
With my new family company, Menace Mobile, our pricing structure will be so confusing, it can only be described as evil. That isn't evil. It's just typical phone company stuff. Besides, people just switch to Verizon with their new simplicity plan. There's just one plan and one price. Okay. And it's only $30 for a single line. So you're all choosing Verizon. Introducing the simplicity plan. $30 for a single line. Can you hear me now?
The Americans, the first great American movement. After the move like a sonic boom across this country didn't tiptoe on the world stage. Hell no. We were born loud. We were loud, baby. Say it. Something wrong. Prove it. Because in this country, in loud we trust.
From the producers of Nutella, Nutella Peanuts, your creamy Nutella meets roasted peanuts to fill your morning and snack time. Nutella Peanut, your morning and snack time.
Adams to century, ready for anything. Finds Advil, that's Rose approved. And Tom's looking to counter-attack. It's Colorado! Every ball stops with an assist.
Being adopted in Portland.
That's what it is. Before they return this fall, watch season 1 anytime.
We're starting to like it here.
When this week That's Wins returns this fall on Fox or anytime on Hulu. July 4th, it's a special baseball night in America on Fox. Michael Square as the Cardinals take on the Cubs. Baseball night begins with the All-Star Selection Show at 7:30 on Fox.
The World Cup 2026 halftime show on Fox is presented by Bank of America.
Cue Kansas City to celebrate. Now the reaction after throwback and kind of roll the 45th minute. USA 1-0 in Bosnia and Herzegovina here in this round of 32 showdown from San Francisco Bay Area. Its third goal of the tournament as the U.S. up 1-0 inside the stadium. Also, U.S. legends Carly Lloyd, Clint Dempsey, and Alexia Wallace here with you in the shade. The U.S. going with the same starting lineup as they opened up this World Cup 19 days ago. They dominated, but weren't rewarded until they looked be too good as a country, Alexia Wallace. Flyovers, pretty good flyovers, man. Pick things up in the 11th minute. Bosnia with an opportunity off the corner kick. And we know Bosnia is dangerous on the corner kicks. That person had a whole lot to do this tournament. He misjudges this one, comes back to the colors, and kicks it all in.
Look, it was difficult playing against this little block, but Weston McKinney here just showing how good he is with his movement. Great save by the keeper. Maybe could have put that ball on the ground, but another opportunity for that.
Let's make it a ball over the place this time.
Wouldn't you know, my player to watch comes up big. Tillman gets on the ball, gets a little bit lucky with this pass, but Barton does a great job of adjusting his body and finishes through the keeper's legs. Lets everybody know he's here, he's the man. 3 goals in 3 games. Man, he is on fire. Here's the play again. Tillman gets a little bit lucky with the pass, but for me, Barton at full speed adjusts his body and then places it between the keeper's legs and gives us a great start. 1-0.
Doing what a striker does.
Brandon's happy.
Let's get invested.
That's done. Backwards landing. And then you're not going to show. You're going to post-game show, man.
We thought we were going to go 2-0 up here. Just an incredible header. Bellingham just so close. Hits the crossbar. Could have been a different story going in a half. 2-0.
Now with 3 career World Cup goals, the U.S. up 1-0 at the break. Possession 62% for the U.S. They have a 5-1 shot advantage, 4 of those shots from bounding. What are the challenges when you're going up against a team that's playing that low block?
I mean, it's incredibly hard. It's frustrating as a player, especially as a striker up top. You've got to stay patient, which I think that they have. They've grown into it. And there's always those opportunities where the opponent makes a mistake. And that's what they did. They capitalized. I think Christian Pulisic, they grew into that half, got on the ball more. But I really like what I've seen. I think that they've matured, they've come a little way, and they got to keep the foot on the gas.
And I've been really impressed with the way that they bossed the game. They were talking about imposing their style on the opposition, and that's what they did today. You know, they just were clicking on all cylinders, in my opinion. You know, it took a while to get the goal. They were moving the ball quickly. They were creating opportunities. And even our goal came from playing transition. As a ball kick, we won it, and then played forward quickly, tilting the ball again. I mean, I'm so excited with the way that they're playing, and I hope they can continue into the second half.
This was mature, this was patient, this was, like I said, mature in that this referee is put the game fundamentally when someone shines, so you're not going to be able to count on that, but this Bosnia team is going to kick you up and down the field. Don't bite, don't bite. A win is a win. It's as good, 1-0 is as good as 4-0. Incredibly professional first 45. Let's see how the second 45 plays. The U.S. could have scored in the first 11 minutes in each of the 3 group stage games. Took until the 45th for them to get that breakthrough moment here in the San Francisco Bay Area. If the U.S. advances, they will head to Seattle for a round of 16 date with Belgium coming up. We will show you the remarkable way that the Red Devils snuck past Senegal today. In Seattle. Plus, highlights of England's come from behind win over DR Congo. Harry Kane, the star of the show, as the 3 Lions took another step towards perhaps Alexi Wallace bringing him home this summer.
Today, we're going to wrestle 50 super speeds.
The Angle Clinic. Bicycle kick. I love this golf.
I don't think that's a good idea.
If you have moderate to severe eczema, Dupixent can help you feel the heal. Some adults saw fast itch relief after first dose, and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Can help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if you have worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
I understand now. Home life can match our energy.
I don't understand the red cards.
This football is so confusing.
Look, getting the cards in football is the opposite to a sackfire reserve card. Red cards make it harder for you to earn points. This card earns you 3 times the points on diamond.
Thank you.
Also, you get a $300 credit to travel. Ready? And 2 yellow cards means the goal. That's me and 2
Experience the card that's remarkably rewarding. Chase Sapphire Reserve. What does it take to be the greatest of all time? It's not just leaving defenders chasing shadows, or turning goalkeepers into statues. It's making a team, your sport, and everything around you better. Here's to the greatest of all time.
second half goals. He's now at 14 in his World Cup career. Today he surpassed Pele on the all-time best Belgium, rallied from 2 goals down in the 86th minute to stun Senegal after forcing extra time the Red Devils. A 3-2 victory, forcing Billy Tillman's from the spot. 3 more round of 32 matches tomorrow. Romania and Spain against Austria for LA. Then Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal battle Croatia before Switzerland meets Algeria. Longer that, sponsored by Bank of America. Brian Mallory on target here in the 45th minute, and the U.S. halfway towards their second ever knockout stage win at a World Cup. Second 45 on the outside.
The Super Sub, if that stays alive, even if you're playing against a dog.
Right now, like everything else, you're trying to lose weight. Foundeo is a daily GLP-1 pill, proven to help adults lose weight and keep it off. Foundeo helps people lose up to 25 pounds. It's the only GLP-1 pill that can be taken any time of day, with no planning around food or drink. Don't take Foundeo if you're allergic to it, or if you're selling your program, NTC or AD1S. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have hip reaction, lumbar swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, if you're nursing or you plan to be, or taking birth control pills, and for scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Taking Foundeo with an insulin or sulfonylurea may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, which will cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems. You don't need to wait for the right time to make a change. Now is perfect to ask your doctor about Foundeo. Learn about savings and support at Foundeo.com.
I want to create a legacy where people can say, this guy changed American soccer.
Really, bro? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Yo, we ended the win. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Trust me. Bro, I don't think...
The 1.9% APR financing or a $2,500 customer bonus on a select new 2026 day one.
Fuck, bro. Yo, we ended, bro.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox is presented by Home Depot. In the 29th minute full down game, we thought he might have earned a penalty kick. 2 minutes later, he had a goal called back to him offside. In the 45th minute, he finally got his just for the line. And his third goal on this World Cup. And that's what it's saying. U.S. after 45 minutes, Mauricio Pochettino and the U.S. back on the field. What's imperative this opening 10-15 minutes of the second half? Well, the energy that they had in that first half, you'd love to see the thing they're out of the way for this first 50 minutes to put it away. But again, don't be greedy. That's no price. John's not done. Let's get another one. Let's put this game over here. Post-game shot. Let's see when it's on the second half. Once again, back up series. Johnson and Steve.
While the U.S. has been the highest scoring team of this World Cup in the first half of games, it's about what they do in the second half, as you guys were just talking about. This is not the Bosnia and Herzegovina team you want to let play around. In each of their qualifying last chance playoffs in March against Wales and Italy, they were trailing by a single goal with 15 minutes to go. In each of those games, they got a time-winning revolution. They won the ensuing penalty shootout. What does the U.S. have to do well here to not allow that single goal penalty? This team to not even Bosnia and Herzegovina think that they have a chance here. They go for the kill in the second half, early in the second half, keep the pressure on, and get back to that tempo that just puts them under pressure. They don't want to switch. So see Bosnia and Herzegovina making tweaks to their system because they were not very good in the first half. Just after the bounding goal. Davis to the knock as well, late in the half. He's back out there. Tillman. Just knocks it forward. Comes infield, spun the side of the head of the defender. Tillman. Well off of it, as he's playing behind. Re-interception goes to that quick. There's such a good goal space in the right now. Tillman left at the end. He's going to great pressure in there. And pulls it towards right. They catch it. Here comes the foul. And he wants to play right on the right. Batting it out on the right. Not the pick from behind by Katic. And the penalty fouls in to play Benz the other way. So Rocket Soccer lost. So begin the second half. How about that touch from Alex Freeman on the ball of it. McKinney for Tillman still limping a little bit after the last kick that he took. Ball is going to stay in place. So he makes the big Robinson. Could have taken out every quarter to be there. It's a clear. And then still job not done. Robertson steps forward. We've got a second ball in the field. This is chaos. To begin the second half, Robertson speaks to all of them. Shooting now feeling coach of Medicine. He'll hook that cross in. Jack is in the ball and goes down. There's the ball high for a U.S. goal. And for Nick starts in the half. If it's controlled chaos, that's okay for the United States. Because I think they would going to continue to open up this back line. They want to get Pulisic involved early in the half. Very positive. As we look at 2v1, so just flips the ball in the box. Ulanovich, looking up when he left off before the ball again. He knows he's the play. 4 out of 5 shots in the first half of the United States coming from Phil Bauer. The other one, Pulisic. Keep putting pressure on that center. Richards, and straight up in the air, also comes to get it to Balchi. Freeman knocks it sideways, Robinson back in. It's very beautiful by the goalkeeper. Getting taken down the field, what's the word from the U.S. coaching staff?
Nice to catch up with his U.S. first assistant. Really, his reaction was very little. We dominated the game, we dominated possession, the re-game as well. Great to get that goal from Ballo, but we cannot stop. I asked him more specifically about the physicality. He said they are aggressive. We expected that. We will be ready to make Jake in the second. We're not stopping for the Texas.
Whatever intended there at that time, he's pulled back by Schulich. He finalized the U.S. in position, and the pass is given away. They're in the right. Dixie used it that time, which was a professional performance. So as long as it's going to be played out, Chico's got a little bit of a drop. The 4-year-old started all 3 games for Bosnia and Herzegovina. In the group stage, he's lost a lot of minutes, really important player for them. And he has been single legend. Leads the national team's history, games played, goal scorer, has played for some high-profile clubs. Hopefully could very easily come back and show a yellow and Schulich. And the professionalism for the U.S., what that speaks to in the first half was how organized they were before they got the ball. Getting involved in the right amount of aggression, not stepping over the line, putting pressure on opponents. But that's going to be key in the second half because you're going to have a Bosnia and Herzegovina team that is down a goal, But then we're going to go to score for them in the group stages. But this team is, as we said, they're not going to go away. But they will try to find any moment to either get a red card, second down, and that was when Jekyll just pulled up lame on that play there.
And this is unfortunate. This is a legend. Such an important player for his country. Such a great professional throughout his career. And this is how and why he is forced off. Well, in fact, the multiple substitutions coming. Mamic was immediately up, but Esmeralda is preparing to enter as well. And so you interested 5 minutes in the second half to see what the changes down.
Well, they might be taking off a defender and putting on an extra midfielder, bringing 2 attacking players here. So
Ivanic is there, Perez is number 1.
Ivanic was the player that we're actually surprised to see was starting as a more defensive-oriented player in that position. We're going to make a third sub as well, it looks like, to Ivanic.
So Šumić is off, who has been kind of a rotation guy in the midfield.
They might have enjoyed this at halftime as a little perplexing.
So 3 changes into the game. Jacob, Ivanic, Šumić are off. Marko's Mamic, who scored each of the last 2 games. To Ivanic, another starter, Esmeralda. There is another to Wisconsin. Teammate of Sergio Dest, previously linked to PSV Eindhoven. He began his career with the Roma Revolution as a teammate of Matt Turner's. He played for the USU national team with Paul Oxford, played 1 game for the US senior team. And now he's trying to get agent of destruction for the United States on the field for Bosnia and Herzegovina. To the second half, we're going to get back to for the first time. So let's sweep it back to that for these 2 saves in the first half.
The subs, as you would expect, is brought a little bit of renewed life and enthusiasm to this Bosnia and Herzegovina team. The players they brought on are better players, so it tells you they want to have a little bit more creativity, they want to have a little bit more debate, they want to start to put pressure on the US. But what they can do in time is open them up a little bit more defensively. If the US can keep that aggression, but now you have to be more aware of the counterattack moment, so making sure you always have a +1 in the back if you're William Richards. But we really against the attacking players from Bosnia and Herzegovina. They really haven't kept time on this. So it's right side out and that's a tough one for them to catch up to attack. But they kept 3 in a row. So they've basically kept 3 back. And if Bosnia and Herzegovina now have the 2 strikers, you've always got an extra man that's free that can read the play in different situations.
On the screen, vote for Nickel Ultra Superior player of the match. Here is Santa Clara, and Sharon continues to reach across from one side of the field to the other. Fantastically comfortable leader in the South Bay area. Remember this game to face Belgium Monday night in Seattle in round of 16. Belgium coming back from 2 goals down to force extra time late against Senegal and won with a penalty kick at the end of extra time. For the African champions. This is going to be a rematch for the U.S. Not just the game 12 years ago today when the U.S. played Belgium and somehow it's heroics on the left. And Belgium extra time win with that kind of Belgium cruising past the U.S. with a friendly march. Great opportunity for revenge. The U.S. has to get there first. See this game out.
Switch. Look at the man-to-man pressure that Bosnia and Herzegovina are playing right now. It's potentially run out for free. So they're taking risks once they have to. The downgrade. But I I do think this could really prove something of advantage for the United States if they can stay dynamic and consistent with their movement and beating guys off the dribble. And I think it's a man-to-man defensive system like this. If you're Pulisic, if you're Dest, if you're Tillman, and you beat your guy, you open up the field for everybody else. So they're going to get a little bit more aggressive with that pressure now.
Here's against going to hang up in the wind awkwardly, Robinson. And he just gets it away from Martinovic. Didic pulls it in. Pulisic trying to recover offensively. That's been Martinovic first chance to be danger in the attack. For Matic instead. Matic driving that one. Was that a miss here? Was he trying to catch Freeze here?
I think he was missing because that would have been slightly audacious from this distance. Let's see how he's shaping up. Yeah, he just cuts across it. But that type of shot actually makes it really keep shooting. But he can't even leave the ball. Very comfortable for Freeze.
Freeze is now dealing with the Sun. Any ball from that type of position, you see what a line of Checo and Sun is that he's going to be dealing with. Pulisic trying to spin and run off it. All the way out. A reminder tomorrow on Fox. More action in round 32. One of the favorites here at the World Cup, Spain, taking on Austria in Los Angeles. And they start at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Also tomorrow, Portugal and Croatia. Will we have a Spain-Portugal match? Will it be Spain-Croatia? Are the Austrians are going to their getting included in for round 16? Just some wonderful matchups. Some big stars continuing to shine here in this World Cup. Very clean earlier today. Full game as well. USMNT.
Excellent. When you move the ball quickly like that, it's difficult to defend man-to-man. And then when McKenna makes that 4-yard run, he's almost saying to the defender, you coming with me or not? Because if you don't, I'm in. And he was, but then Milanovic was able to come over and to cover. The flow and the tempo of the game has been slightly disjointed to start the second half. You got subs, you got fouls. It slowed the pace down a little bit.
And the limit short of his ankle for the edge. Team talked to us about after practice yesterday in details. Win tackles, win duels for loose balls, win the long individual moments of balance. That's where these games are decided. It's Ballard and Tillman will win that ball, and now Pulisic that ran away from allowing Matic to come and tackle it away. Related to Jeffrey forward, Tyler out to the shot for stride, he hands it off. Nice, the defensive work by Alex Freeman there.
To see how long Pulisic is going to go. So we've got 77 minutes in the tournament so far. Came off in halftime of the first game, a couple of minutes against Turkey. But this is a game that's going to continue to require intensity. And it's just that we're moving heavy into counter, not to attack some of the ball's decision making. So I imagine that's a sub that Pochettino is thinking about at some point earlier in the second half.
This is Pochettino said it was now's not the moment to manage his minutes and be careful. Now is the time to push and take risks. But how much of a risk will you go away? How much of a heavy leg Christian Pulisic is still a better option than a pressure guy off the bench because of what he brings here? It's on the outside. Then she did it. That's it. Tipping right with the defender. Antonio is going to keep just enough to prevent from getting on the clock. Now he's going to take it. Messi slows forward. That's it. That's it. That's it. Instead. Takes it around. Messi can't handle it for a pass. Takes it from the wall. Rolls in and he saved the run out of jail. To stop the U.S. way. Well, that's the chance to pull this thing down, takes the leg back. Looking at us in the fouls. Galvin knocked away. Opposite, key interception. Bosnia and Herzegovina on a handball there. Referee says no. Freedom lost this to Ramos.
I think that's smart by Gus, not just to make the run, to make the run. Because there was actually nobody else through offensively. So good moment there from 21 and Alex Freeman. Just recognizing the fact that it's not on his feet. The ball, let's keep some of the possessions. We're going to be smart for Bosnia to go in.
And Milojevic both are down. Milojevic seems to be in the worst shape, but Bosnia is still shaken up. For the first time today, those two have had a really good time that ball game.
It breaks down the back of his it's not intentional. It's just the two of them were tangled up, and he's trying to get a foot on the ground. They actually just kind of looking at the middle front there.
Is that something they can do? Is this a referee not looking at it?
I think that's enough that rises to the level that should be a red. And you see, this was the previous play. Anthony Robinson, it popped up and hits the inside of his arm. It's not a high ball. It didn't change the direction of the ball.
And Melvin, meanwhile, is getting his right leg there. You can see it now, stretched out. And the referees are not enforcing nearly as tightly as in the first time. Players coming over and getting kind of a tactical timeout and getting some hydration here.
I would say that should be going on football, but I don't see that rising to the level that that should be a red card. But they were checked right.
Yeah, so that, in the opinion of Juan Soto of Venezuela, is a potential red card. He's calling the rest is not for yellow.
I get more on this because I think this is one of the look at it in slow motion. It's worse than what the play actually was when the two bodies were crashing together.
Let Mark Clattenburg, our referee from across, is now looking at it in slow motion. What is he going to see?
Yeah, this is not consistent what I've seen for the rest of the tournament. When this type of challenge comes, it's more of a step in action. And when it's step in action, it lacks force and intensity. But the problem with Ben, guys, as he puts his foot down, he catches the foot of the Bosnia and Herzegovina player. And that's what then creates that movement down. And it means his ankle twist. And therefore, it doesn't endanger the safety of his opponent. You can argue it does. But I think it's slightly unfair because it's more of a step in action and it lacks force and intensity, generate that red card. See, when you see a still image like this, it's easy to say that's a red card. And I can see why this will potentially be given, but this is why I like seeing it in real time like this. I want to see it in full speed. That's the action of the game. And this to me, the two players jostling for the ball, now he's trying to get position and trying to turn on it. It's not more incidental contact, but I can see that, he's looking on the danger and the safety of an opponent. This is the final decision. It's a game-changing moment.
The number 20 United States Committee says foul.
That's for the record.
That decision is open.
Is it the right call? Is it the right call? I don't think this is anytime being unbiased here. I don't like that being the level that we call for the call. Because we didn't see Milojevic come. He came on the outside of him, and he jumps in front. I think that is a yellow card, absolutely. I would see that as a red.
Mark, is that the right use of VAR? Is that the correct outcome for the play on the field?
I don't believe it's a good use of VAR. I think when you watch it in real time, you don't see that, the ankle twist. And it's just an accident. As Biden puts his foot down, he catches underneath his opponent's foot. This is just an accident that happens. You can see he's upset by it. This doesn't meet for me the criteria of a red card, and it's certainly going to change the course of the game. And that does, it changes the game. And the other reason I would say that, Mark, it wasn't even given as a yellow card initially by the referee. And so he saw it, he had a good look at it, but it is what it is. Now the US are down a man. And they're going to go into, we'll see what subs. I think you're not thinking about a sub. You're thinking about Pulisic potentially coming off. You're going to keep some speed and some pressure on the front. But now it's going to be Bosnia and Herzegovina in a position
crosses into the box. Has changed the game completely. It's made it a lot harder for the U.S. now. How can they respond to this moment? Left McKinney steps in to take that pass away. He's got to be careful. Now running back to Mirovic. You've lost your top scorer of the tournament for the last half hour of this game, and you've lost him for the entire next game if you advance for round of 16. Chance to have that cross in there. It's not too
really quickly here because it's really now really different formation set and different characteristics of players on the field. Especially on this left wing position, left midfield, where Dedic is an attacking player for Bosnia and Herzegovina. So you're sacrificing a little bit of the attacking play. You still might have some moments, but really you want guys out there that are fresh, closing down crosses, keeping the level high from a pressure standpoint. We're going to have a hydration break in about 2 minutes. That's a big adjustment period. That's going to be the biggest 3 minutes of Mauricio Pochettino's time coaching this U.S. team for him and his staff to cross some solutions as the U.S. is down to 10 men for the rest of this game. And all of a sudden, Bosnia and Herzegovina feeling momentum, seeing the opportunity to get back into this one. By time to traverse it backwards. Pushing up returns. By Tarvic. Maybe straight from here to last game. Good pressure by Dest. Not giving an angle to shoot. Moshina chance to cross. Bring it out there immediately to force him back. Over you hear a lot of this score is suffering. The U.S. is going to have to suffer the rest of this game to win and get to Seattle. And the Bosnian fans below us and up to our right are making the most noise right now. Richard, second ball, Thomas brings it down, McKinney got to be careful. It's into his freeze, cut to the catch. Officially, his third save of the game for the defense. They never did it before. When they caught that one on the board, as a save, because that was going on in the first half. And that's where that clock starts ticking with the ball's in his hands, and so he's just going to get rid of the ball. This is aggressive, fucking effective. Look at that, plenty of support. And this is the big man on there, full out there right now. Okay, I'll just reverse it. Freeman can work to drive it inside. And he runs into Kokoshina, so he's going to pick the ball back up still. It's free. That's not for Kokoshina. The Italians were up. The Italians had chances to make it 2, and they only had a second. We'll get to it after. This hydration break is powered by Powerade. It comes in a moment of real adversity for the United States in Santa Clara. They're up the goal, but they are down a man. Win or go home at the World Cup. The United States won. Bosnia and Herzegovina nil.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses, for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America, champions that everyone dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Is David's backyard ready for the FIFA World Cup? Maybe he'll build it right back on. Ready to move here, David's going to Home Depot for the assists. David can deliver it right there.
Nothing else. This is so relaxing.
Right back.
Or watching it all happen just like Josh.
Very happy to help.
Okay, here's the deal. This game is 3-on-3. Who we play? To walk on through. Butterfly, hey! This local club won the loss since 1996. They beat everyone who showed up.
The guys who play in teams, they always in. Honestly, respect. The trash talkers, even the bruisers. We won't go in town. So I'm telling that. That's true. That doesn't seem right. It's 100% true. What's wrong?
The emotions of Phil Bellington today. Going to go for the U.S. Late in the first half, the red card here is a few minutes ago. Jay Taft is right next to the U.S. bench right now. Jay, what have you been seeing during the break?
Well, just such an intensity, John, as expected with that break. The players were huddled so close together, arm in arm. And I know you guys were watching when Ballard left the pitch. I told you I'm sitting right by his family. They were shocked and disappointed. His players were consoling. He didn't show a lot of emotion, but specifically Sebastian Berhalter. I noticed a complete change in his energy and his warm-ups. I imagine he could be one of the guys called upon if subs are needed soon. But just an overall intensity from the U.S. after watching battle with Red.
And it's interesting from a physical standpoint as well. Christian Pulisic is really stretching a lot out with Anthony Robinson during that break. No subs for the U.S. yet. They've got 20 minutes plus at least 3 minutes of stoppage time to navigate this and reach the Monday night around 16 against Belgium. What do you want to see here? I want to see a maturity of this group and just a commitment to seeing this game out. It's not going to be easy. They're going to fight for pressure. Not one day or real intensity to the very much body until the game of fighting for their lives. It was so much of the conversation we've had around this team from 4 years ago is how much more mature this team is. You take extra time on free kicks, you take extra time on goals. You go down, but more importantly, you have to suffer here. Everybody is sacrificing for the team. Talks about the beginning of the tournament, the experience of this team. Playing game within the game, pushing the boundaries of the rules. Those are the things you're talking about. Do whatever it takes. Win by any means necessary. Survive and advance. Actually, that's it now. Very intently from the United States. When that goes back, they're pushing more right up. So they think they're just still on top of the goal. Because that gives an opportunity for Bosnia and Herzegovina to reset other players in the attack. They're going to have to cross the ball. That is their strength. Tarnic. Watching the clock. Anthony Robinson that stops on a dime. He's trying to dive in Robinson. Back corner for Robinson. Right to the right of the field again. There's not very much of the sun now on this side because as the shade has continued to come over as the sun is setting, that's not an issue. What's an issue is the big boys attacking the ball. They're going to take a cross touch up on Tarnic, you know. There's the Wisconsin native who will take the extreme corner. Take it short, Romanich. Tarnic, over Diggs, Diggs closed down, not clear, has it for his own back. The commitment though by those U.S. defenders to stick to that moment. Ultimate to Hubich for him to come on. Markovich really squeezes and gets in that back. That's a good one, Billy. You had a chance. You made a great run. But I didn't see a conversation. Pochettino was not seem too happy with that. The way the goalkeeper coach, and it looked like he was saying, look, be smart in some of your distribution. But there was a chance that a couple minutes ago. Yes. Fouls for him. And he will do numbers. He's grabbing a second goal. Yes. Not to do with another back to there. Huddersfield at 10. Pulisic still working around. Takes the pick as he drops it inside. And that goal there too far from the beginning. See it to the end. There are two substitutions. They're going to the bench. Now, compliments around. So that was work under the coach. The Brian Klein working here. The president of the Soccer Federation. Pro Soccer. Roger Kelly. Nikola Katic defender is off. Season chants, the other defender, is off as well. First time that she scored the time of the League England. The World Cup qualifying playoff. Bosnia and Herzegovina comes to just that one. The Italians will walk down there for a red card. The late goal tie. The Bosnians have won the extreme volley shoot. Substitutions here. This is Bartovic. Defending in 8 weeks. It's a year ago. The PSV under the Netherlands. The crowd responding as well. They recognize that their team is going to have to suffer. And waiting for a look to see where that kickoff and all it did not play on. But they're trying to get a lift. Pulisic's just trying to shuffle side to side and put some pressure on the deep line midfielder. But we still got their two backs to clear defensively. Now we're there. Teaming, Sears pass. Green opens it up for Pulisic. Orange comes to me, Pulisic, outside, can draw a foul, it's as good as anything. First of all, to be available, to find that little ball out of pressure, and then second, just to beat the first challenge, draws the challenge, and then feels a little pressure goes down, and he's taking an extra beat on the ground. He takes a kick from behind. He's building Pulisic. And again, knee-to-knee contact. He's been long-term. Anytime USV sees Pulisic with the ball, they're on a good side, but I do think this is also part of the game. Just taking an extra moment in here. This is going to feel a lot like the Iran game, the last World Cup, which was excruciating. Pulisic was the hurt one. He scored the goal, but then he was still off the half hurt. They held on to very. Is getting increasingly frustrated. Pulisic didn't have to get back to the side of the U.S. We're still taking a time away soon for a gift. Which is exactly the same thing. Bosnia and Herzegovina really do anything at the league. Second time today, the U.S. had the ball in the back of the net. We're going to see offside flag come up. That's an example of what they can do. Give the opportunity. Ryan says there. No foul. Bosnia benches Flores. U.S. throwing. It's back to the down. Sally Barnes is losing his mind right now. This is exactly what they need to frustrate Bosnia and Herzegovina. And comes and starts actually with a free kick, but Timberland's taking his time. That starts to really infuriate the Argentine game bench. Then you get the tackle from Anthony Robinson, which he thought was very well. Now you can see just his intensity, but that's expected that we're going to have for Anthony. But this is Barnes on dead right back for Robinson. I'm not going for quick. Sliced it backwards, heads it back infield. Robinson picks it up. Media pressure, in for Desmond. Trying to move them. The referee's going to go for him. Coaches pass out. And you can show you a player now. their test. And how about the US? Playing positively, playing aggressively, down the middle. They've suffered for different periods, then when they've taken a chance, they've took their opportunities to go forward. But now here's, as usual, a real opportunity, top of the box, to give themselves just an hour cushion. Not going to get many more chances like this in this game.
Last time the U.S. played on this field was 9 years ago. Josie also scored a free kick goal from right about that spot on the field. And this is something Brandon Donovan and I were talking about right before the game. Free kicks from this area. Oftentimes you see guys just try to flow it over the net. I can't tell you how it is to get up and down and past the goalkeeper. Hit the target here. Go goalkeeper side. Go net. Whatever it is. Make the goalkeeper work. Just like that was the first 10 yards away. In saying that, momentum, he's got class. And so if there's anyone on the field that can do that, forward it into that top corner, it's that man. It's going to lose the army. Tillman and Robinson step up for it. Tillman ran into Adams. 9 minutes for stoppage time to go. And this round is telling me more power. But then Vassell's getting up the entire right side of his goal.
quickly one way or the other. That cross to the net. It's Henry and Ricardo Pepe and Sebastian Burhall to prepare to answer. US has got to keep working, they got to keep running, they got to keep defending all these key moments. Bosnia and Herzegovina, if they get one, it'll be a chaotic finish. One comes from Medic, hooks in the cross, now it's French, next to the back. It's a nice goal. I see you, Alex Green, 21 years old. Please get back to your keepers, please. Just took a little kick there on the way through by Tamirovic. We can get a clean look at it from up here. I think we have a post as if we haven't seen teams do this to the United States for time after time. And as if it's I get that all the time. But that entire sequence that leads to the goal, think about it. We've got Pulisic winning the goal under pressure. Goes down free kick, takes a couple seconds off the clock. You got Tim Reams taking the time, frustrating the pinch for Bosnia and Herzegovina. You always have a goal with Pulisic. You don't back up, you stay up, you press. Sergio Dest wins a free kick, Tim bangs it in the top corner. That's maturity. Greg Berhalter looking on as his son Sebastian became the first American man with a goal and an assist in a World Cup game. Takes the field, replacing Sergio Dest. Christian Pulisic at the other end, he puts off the ground. Not a single soul in their seats sitting down. This crowd has been up on their feet from the moment that they had the red card and then the moment the U.S. get the second goal. James still up down. Very much the same. Around 6 minutes, he comes up off the bench and takes a throw for the U.S. Pushed up the goal. And the very member who you imagine is a big day in short potential on Monday. You fold out against the basis for the next round. Trying to make himself a handful right now. To fly him backwards there and manage to keep it away from Pepe. Now Benjamin Tamirovic carrying forward. We'll see how much stoppage time has become. Might be quite a bit. And it's clearly went out of camp. So there's no control by Alvarovic. And since the red, you see all of the momentum that Bosnia and Herzegovina had with that one big moment from the late Tillman. Just his 4th career goal for the United States. One of the biggest potentially in American men's soccer history. As made by Tamirovic. With Hookic crossing in. And by Tim Ream. Tamirovic brings it down. Immediate pressure. Forced wide. Great out there. Alex Green now defending another cross. That's it. Green catching it. Doesn't get there. Tight angle. Richard blocks it. And Green right there. Gets out in time. Pepe battling. Gets there but carries the foul. Oh, that face gets around by where he commits to this one early and misses it completely. It's Chris Richards at the near post. Makes himself big. Stops the follow-up shot. Luckily, they had Chris Richards there. 90th minute, free kick coming for Bosnia and Herzegovina. He's still feeling it. He's just going to have to come up with another big save at some point. Regan stands over. So we're going to see another stoppage time. Mamic. Retainers here. Richards wants the header. Although he puts it down on the far side. Sebastian Burhalter first to defend. That's a ditch. It's sent in. Anthony Wallace has got to send it out 10 minutes. Double-digit stoppage time to come. VAR review for the red card. With injuries as well. The U.S. has to dig deep. This crowd's going to try to help him. You're ready for the 10 minutes. chance to make history in the next round, if they can get there. If you want to the far side for Dedic. Dedic, in fact, out there working out for cuts in. Runs out the header with the clean effect. The U.S. pushing these balls to a little bit as well. Bosnia and Herzegovina as far away from the goal as possible. Dedic in front. Ronaldo cuts it out. Dedic across to Moranovic. Target wants it. Zone defending. Moranovic will see it. Chris cuts it out. Whatever the line is, the U.S. is stopping crosses from dangerous areas. When he crosses, they can really get behind the back line. They're letting the time and space there, so you want to cross it from here. It's not a good angle. You're far away from the goal. They're doing a good job getting wide and getting some pressure at these moments. Getting out here, Brohovic is kind of backing off. It's fine. Finds all he can do is watch Johnson go up in front of the point. I was about to say on that one, he looked like he went from a little slow to allow him to come on with a stronger right foot. And that wasn't far away. It's a good shot there. So even the rotation will go for free and get in the help. This was going for free as he comes and misses it. This judges it. Look at that. Chris Richards. First one he got back to do it that way. But Richards there going for it. Are looking at 6'5" wide, the goalkeeper for the team at Bentley. As McKinney, the team's going to send her away. Here is Chelsea, so that's what it was around. Freeman got this spot for Tyler Alex. McKinney, Alex. One measure for McKinney with Chase. Can he get there? He's got some heavy legs. Career best years, having such an impactful World Cup for the United States. We played 3 minutes at the 10. 7 more to go. 64th minute red card. USMNT 6, there's the goal. 82nd minute goal from the left team before the 14th. More substitutes. Winning in the ranks for the United States. It's flipped up. Robinson wins it. Adams seals it for 10. He was just got to be careful. But that's where the thing like car is kind of looking right at you. I want to hit the gas station. That's what the U.S. does here against some
Come on, bro.